This is video number 2 from Western Sydney Krav Maga and PJM lawyers regarding the laws of self-defence in New South Wales. What we've done is we've come up with a principle called the hard principle of self-defence, and what the hard principle is, it's a set of guidelines to follow so that you ensure that when you're in a confrontation, it'll increase your chances of success there, and if it goes to court, it'll increase your chances of success in the courtroom as well. Okay? So the thing about the hard principle is that it's very simplistic in nature, and it needs to be. If it's not simplistic, you won't call upon it when you're under duress, when you're under stress, when you're in the heat of the moment. So it has to be simple. Okay, so the H stands for hands. So the first thing you need to think about when you're confronted is getting your hands up in a position such as this. Okay, there's 3 reasons why we do it. First of all, from there, it's easy to protect yourself. Okay? You have all your inbuilt survival mechanisms like the flinch response. You're going to flinch. So if you're standing there, someone takes a swing at you, tries to grab you, you're going to flinch and move your hands in some direction to protect yourself. Okay? That's step 1. From there, with your hands there, it's harder for them to land that initial sucker punch or king hit or whatever you want to call it. Number 2, from this position you can be proactive. So by that I mean, if you need to take measures at this stage, you can. Okay, from there you have access to all your tools. Number 3, which is very important, is from here you look almost passive. Okay, you look like you don't want to fight. Okay, this is really important for a couple of reasons. First of all, it's very important for the aggressor. Okay, if I make a fist, they don't hear me saying I don't want to fight. Okay, all they think is it's on. Body language is 55% of communication of the message received. Making a fist, they won't hear what you're saying. They'll think, yep, it's on. And particularly if you're in a crowded place like a bar or a club where there's noise and other distractions, they're not going to hear a word you say. So this, no good. This, far better. Also, it looks good from a bystander's perspective. So people sitting around watching it all unfold. This looks a whole lot better than this. You look far less aggressive. The other thing about hands is that can work from a seated position if you're sitting on a bus, on a train. Still the same thing applies. From there, if I'm sitting down in a seat, someone takes a swing at me, I can easily take protective measures from there. So hands is very important. A stands for ask, and in this circumstance, if you've bumped into them or whatever, and they've turned around and been aggressive to you, ask them a question. Or just verbalise, say something like, sorry mate, I didn't mean to do that. Or ask them a question like, why are you doing this? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Something just to distract them a little bit. Okay, so it appears, and you are doing this, you are actively seeking a non-violent solution to the problem. Okay, as well as that, it's a good thought pattern interrupt. So whilst I'm talking to them and they're comprehending what I'm saying, I have the opportunity to be proactive. And by the other side of the coin, I need to be aware at that stage while I'm talking to you. And also work on your conflict resolution skills. Learn about the right things to say. The R stands for reposition, and by reposition, I mean take a step backwards or to flank, which is take a step to the side. That way, the other person needs to come forward and keep pursuing you to engage again, thus re-establishing themselves as the aggressor. Okay, so any bystanders, anyone watching, clearly see that you're backing away and they're coming after you. So that looks really good for you. Okay, another thing that you might do is be conscious of the environment under this phase. So as you're taking a step back, you might place a physical barrier in between you, such as a chair or a table. Position yourself closer to the doorway so that you can tactically withdraw. Finally, even near security or police so that they're within earshot and they can hear what's going on and come to your aid. Okay, in the hard principle, D stands for decide. This is a stage where you need to make a decision on what your next move is. By now you're thinking a little bit clearer and you've taken some steps to alleviate the situation without violence, and if the person's still coming forward and coming after you, by this stage it's pretty clear that they may not be taking no for an answer. So, do you tactically withdraw? Do you be proactive? Okay, and if you are proactive, what are the risks involved? What are the costs? All those kinds of things. So by this stage, you really need to make a choice and make a wise one, because this is where it all happens. So by now, to the bystander, to everyone else, it's pretty clear that you didn't want any part of this, and that you look as though that you've taken measures to make sure that it doesn't go physical. So again, I'm not saying this will get you off in court, but it will certainly help your chances, if you follow these steps,